fire.
I'm melting your hands.
And can you hear me? I should be coming on screen any second. There we go. Well, hello and good evening and welcome. It's Friday night. This is me, Matt, or as some of you might know me as, Maximus, which is alright because that's my character that I voice. Welcome to the Friday night live stream. We're about 10 minutes early. I said we'd start about 8:30. It's 18 minutes past 8 at the moment on the 6th of September 2024. And last week I was doing some painting, which actually does help me focus. So because I'm not actually painting any models this week, you might see a very different stream. Anyway, so I'm streaming on two platforms. So I'm streaming live on YouTube, which I can see the chat for because I've popped it out the screen, and I'm also live on Twitch as well. In fact, for the first time ever, Twitch has become my primary. Let me put all the widgets up because I've got a load of. Oh no, don't want that one. And don't want screen capture either, so that's fine. In fact, I'll move video capture device up. So, yeah, it's been a interesting week. I don't know how your week's been, you know. Glad to have you here if you're new as well. Let's move that over. Because I don't. If you need me to do anything like amend the sound, amend the audio, let me know. I'm just looking at I've just recently updated my laptop, done all the drivers and everything like that, and it's kind of changed the setup, so I'm having to look at the screen that my old desktop camera was on. Let me move my. It's an interesting situation I'm finding myself in at the moment, friends. I don't want to close that window because that's the music that's playing in the background. So that's probably gone a bit too quiet now, but I can fix that. You know, a lot of this is trial and error for me. A lot of it is trial and error. That's probably too loud now. I'm still getting used to how epidemic music works, so bear with me. I'll ignore the 1,000 subs. That was for YouTube, and to be honest, I seem to be losing subscribers over there, so we'll take that off. I think I'm not sure what's happening with YouTube these days. It doesn't seem to have the oomph that it used to. I don't know if that's just generic or, you know, how the world is. I don't know. It's interesting, isn't it? So we shall see. I wonder if I should do some painting. I'll need some fresh gloves because I've got some fresh nitrile gloves here that I can put on and just pop on, because I always seem to focus better when I'm actually doing something. And Warhammer 40,000 has been a love of mine for many years. I was going to read some books, but to be honest with you, I just want to sit and, when I say read some books, I was going to read some info books out, but to be honest, I just want to do what I do best, and that's paint miniatures. I've been working on a miniature in the last week or so. This Imperial Guard Bowman counts as having a las gun, based on fighting Jack Churchill, or Mad Jack Churchill, real name John Churchill, no relation to Winston, but he fought in World War II with a bow and arrow and a sword and a set of bagpipes. But because I've got Bryn Milo in my army, because I'm doing a Tanith First and Only army, I felt that I didn't need two models with a set of bagpipes. Bryn is much more important because he is going to count as my regimental standard for the Tanith army that I'm building, or should I say the Vervenhive Planetary Defence Force that I'm building. There's a lot of proxy models in my army, but then I don't. There we go. That's what I want. That will do. That's what I want, just to clean my brushes off. This isn't for drinking. This is for washing my brushes. And we seem to be buffering. We seem to be buffering. No, we seem to be good. We seem to be back on... Minnie, hello! Thank you for joining me over on YouTube. It's lovely to see you. I do apologise. I am going to pop out the chat because I can't see... I will pop out the chat because I honestly can't see it. There we go. There we go. And I brought it over to my other screen so that I can see you and chat with you. It's lovely to have you here. As always. As always. Yeah, it's been a bit of a roller coaster week, to be honest. You know, it's not been a bad week, but it's not been a amazing week. I've been going through the emotions really this week. As I say, but I hope you're doing well. I hope you're doing well and looking after yourself as you always do. Oh. What's happened to the chat? What's happened to the chat? Yeah, it's lovely to have you here, Minnie. As always, you know, you're always welcome here. It really does mean a lot to see you here. You know, it really does mean a lot to me to have friends join. I'm just there we go. There we go. I see what's going on. There we go. Yeah, so, you know, I'm sort of just living day by day, doing what I can when I can. It's you know, the way I make it out, it sounds like it's a soap opera, doesn't it? My life isn't a soap opera. Probably feel easier if it were, but you know, can't complain really. Saw my new doctor the other day. Getting my meds lowered, my antidepressants lowered in dose, to see if that will help me sort of I don't know really. Things haven't, I mean, there's things I won't say sort of out in the open. I mean, there are things I have sort of been very open about recently, but there's things I've struggled with as well, with life, and it's been frustrating more than anything. It's sort of, well, I really don't want to try and I don't want to make a mountain out of a molehill really, and make out it's nowhere near as bad as it feels really. But when you're sort of feeling like everything is just crashing down around you and you don't know where to turn or what to say or what to do, or it's thank you Minnie again. But I'm getting there. I've got my support network in place, and I'm painting a bowman, a sort of futuristic bowman for my Imperial Guard army for Warhammer 40,000. It's just, I wanted something that stands out in my tabletop army, and I discovered this historical figure called Mad Jack Churchill. He was actually born John Churchill, and he's not a relation to Winston Churchill at all, but he was captured during World War II, and they sort of kept him in sort of high regard because they thought he was related to Churchill, and of course he kept quiet about that, because he knew he'd get better treatment if they thought he was related to Churchill. But the interesting thing about the man himself, John Churchill, was that he went into battle with just a bow and arrow and a sword. And of course, I had from my fantasy collection a bow and arrow, and recently I got some models that had a sword in scabbards. So that's what I've done. I've basically sort of recreated a historical figure for the tabletop, not directly a model, but inspired by the man himself. So it's a little sort of interesting nod. I was going to do the metallics on this one, so I was going to do the metallics for this now. Seems my Twitch player has gone down, but at least I'm still live on YouTube. If there are any problems on YouTube, please do let me know. But these technical things, I've just recently updated my laptop with all the new drivers and things. I was quite pleased with myself actually, because I've never done it before, and I basically discovered it was follow the instructions, and the computer does the rest. But it just feels good when you do something for yourself for the first time. At least I now know what to do. I've done a lot to fix my computer over the last year or so on my own without any sort of direct help from family or friends. It's I've been quite proud of what I've achieved, really. I mean, it's nothing that will get me into the tech industry. It's nothing that will get me a job as an IT consultant or anything. It's just to keep my personal computer up and running and all my editors active, so I can continue making content. Incidentally, the last hurrah project will basically be the last hurrah for the old format. I'm going to be taking a creative break for a while once the last hurrah has premiered, and basically I am branching out into new ideas, new concepts. Nothing. I'm still sort of in the early stages of investigating my options. Definitely thinking of taking my world into the written format. So, definitely taking my world onto the page. But as for other ideas, I'm still exploring. But Maximus and everyone else will not be disappearing. Basically what it means is, and I won't call it a reboot either. I won't call it a direct reboot. It'll be more of a refresh. It'll be more of a refresh of the world and the people around it, sort of to give them new identity, new sort of recognition. I am going to do that feather in. I'm going to do that feather in metallic, and there's a reason behind that. There is a reason behind that why I want to do that feather in metallic. So when I use the contrast paint, it will so yeah, things are going to change, and the last hurrah project, which I have been promoting quite a lot. I mean, I have been promoting it on social media so much because it just means so much to me. It's the end of an era. It's the end of 4 years of classic work, as I'm going to call it, because it marks the ending of that and the beginning of something new endeavours, new ideas, new ways to bring the characters to the world, not just on screen, on YouTube, but in other formats as well. And the fact that I really would like to have as many people on board to help me out, it would mean so much to me. It really would. It really, really would, because I've poured my heart and soul into all of this. I really have. Everyone who's helped me so far, and everyone who is currently helping me, we've done such an amazing thing. You've done an amazing thing. You've helped me achieve a dream. To tell a story, to bring a story to life. But sometimes the story has to end in the way, it has to end to begin again. That I'm not finished with my world. I'm not finished with Maximus. I'm not finished with Lord Volkov. I'm not finished with Rafik. I'm not finished with Cleo and Trajan. What I'm finished with is how I approach those stories. And I still want to do YouTube. I still want to collaborate with people in the future. But this story is literally the last hurrah of the old, farewell to the old, hello to the new, and that's why it's so important to me. That's why. You know, it really is. I mean, I've even put a thing out on TikTok where I've asked TikTok to promote it. You know, the call out. You know, that's on Instagram. I've put it on Instagram. I've put it on YouTube. I've got a 1.5-minute video that just says, "Please read the description" on my channel. Well, thank you, Sakruz. Young lad. I'm flattered. I'm 40. I'm actually 40. Yeah, I turned 40 this year. But thank you. Yes, I appreciate that kind remarks. That's a comment that I am live on Twitch and YouTube. So if you hear me talking to someone else, I'm communicating with people on YouTube as well as on Twitch. So please, I will not ignore your messages, because I have got the YouTube live chat on the left hand side of my screen popped out from the YouTube live, and the Twitch chat, obviously, because I've got the Twitch stream up as well, so I can see all your comments. I use Streamlabs for streaming, but I use that mostly to monitor the time and the volume of the background music. I shall have a drink of orange from my Dalek cup. I'm a Doctor Who fan. I'm a long-time Doctor Who fan. John Pertwee was my favourite. Although I was born, obviously, in 1984 when Colin Baker became the Doctor, became the 6th Doctor. And in 1996, this is where the segues go, because I do segue. Not the segways you ride around on, but I mean, never mind. Oh, I needed that giggle. Where was I? Oh yes, in 1996, around the age of 12, I was actually in pantomime in Peter Pan with Colin Baker as Captain Hook. I played the Lost Boy, and I used to be a member of a youth drama club many years ago, and that's how I got interested in amateur acting. I kind of gave it up in the end, but I wanted to. The thing is, I always dreamed about writing a script, telling a story, and it was lockdown that really allowed me. 2020 was. I mean, in my teenage years, I wrote scripts, and they were awful. They were awful. I mean, they were 30 pages long, and I used to print them all out. Beauty of social media and internet and all that means I can just email them to people now. I don't even have to print them out. I can just send them over via Google Drive, and the thing is, I think the other thing is, because I have ideas now that I feel that are workable. I mean, if you ever saw the script I wrote as a teenager, wow. It was clunky, stunted. I mean, I look back at it and, well, I guess at 31 pages long, you're not going to get much. I mean, at most of the scripts because I write for individual people, mostly monologues, dialogue for people who speak to the viewer. Just going to soften that metallic up a bit before I go over with the brass. I'm not going to make it gold, I'm going to make it brass. Yeah, I've got some brass. I've, strange enough, put white over the bow, but that's because I'm going to wash it with a dark sort of wash to make it look wooden. But anyway, what was I saying? I distracted myself. But yeah, you know, I was interested in acting. I tried to do GCSE drama at secondary school, but but the problem is, I can't remember lines to... If I have to remember more than a single line, you can forget it. I can't memorise lines, which is why I like voice acting and improvisation. And and if you look at many of my call-outs, my collaboration work, I do encourage either script writing or collaboration now. I didn't in the beginning, I made that mistake. That's a mistake I made. And that's on me. You know, I hold my hands up to that. But you know, I kind of learned from, I've learned from my mistakes. I've learned from the errors. I won't say, well, the errors of the past, basically. You know, I've the shade. Camo shade because I want to repair his sleeve. There's that really fine brush I've been looking for. I want my shade. That's my layering brush. I seem to have all the brushes I need. So, you know, long story short, I was always interested in sort of performing arts as a kid, and I think it was just because it was something social for me to do, because obviously being autistic, I didn't really have any sort of or anyone really wanting to be my friend at the time. Use low latency time. There we go. I think I've fixed the buffering anyway. So I'm just going to layer up this bow with some yellow ink. Just be very generous with it. I think I'm going to do that on the metallics as well. Might even do that instead of... I'll still do the brass as well, because I can dry brush the brass over the top. Dry. But the thing is, in all honesty, you know, granted, you know, my ideas are, how should I put it? The term I don't think it's the right term, but the term I want to use is avant-garde. avant-garde is the only word I can think of at the moment, so please correct me if that's not the right word. If you're watching this back and you want to put a comment in that it's the wrong word to use, please put it in the comments, because I do my utmost to respond to comments. You will always get a response from me. If not directly, you will get a response. Where was I? But anyway, I know. I'm not. I don't know really. There was a point of time when I called myself a maverick. I honestly don't think I'm a maverick anymore. I think such an idea is there are people out there who take bigger risks than I do, and sometimes when you believe in something so deeply, you feel like you've got to just go for it. You've got to grab the bull by the horns, as the saying goes. I mean, we're talking a metaphorical bull. We're not talking about a physical. I'm not going to climb into a field and actually try and ride a bull. I'm not someone who tries to do stunts. Could you imagine me climbing into a field, grabbing a bull by the horns and trying to... I won't do that. I will never do that. It's cruel. Cruel, heartless, inhuman. No. Naughty. You're a naughty audience for thinking about it. And I'm a naughty Matthew for thinking about it too. Oh dear. So, anyhow, well, basically, yeah, taking the opportunity, putting it out there, and I know, it's probably gone on longer than it ought to have done, but when you kind of find you're not getting the sort of interaction you hoped you'd get from it, with an autistic person, or should I say a neurodivergent person, because when you're neurodivergent, there's a driving force behind you. There is a constant push to keep going until you get the thing done. And that's how the mind of a neurodivergent person works. Once we have our hearts and minds set on something, we keep going, we don't stop. I don't anyway. I can't speak for all neurodivergent people, of course, respectfully. I can't speak for all of them, because we are all different. We are not the same. We are not one and the same. It is a spectrum. And it's not a straight line spectrum. It's like the 11th Doctor would say, it's like a great big ball of... Well, his line is great big ball of wibbly wobbly timey wimey, but of course for this sort of demonstration, it's a great big ball of wibbly wobbly spectrumy wectrumy. I'm never saying that again. I am never saying that again. Oh boy. I'm never saying that again. I am never saying that again. I'm very articulate tonight. I'm boosted. I'm boosted. You know. Ooh, I'm pumped. I'm pumped. I don't know. It's just like a sudden. What's that? Oh, it's nothing. It's nothing important. You know, I'm. Sometimes you just gotta. What's that? I think start with copper, and then work our way up to. What's that? Is that copper? What's that? That doesn't look like brass. Is it metallic? No, that doesn't appear metallic. That's not brass. Not sure what colour that is. No, it's brown. It's brown. I've not even opened this bright yellow. I've got some bright yellow here that I've never opened. Ah, gold. What gold? If not brass, we've got gold. That will do. Don't want white. Sorry, I'm just rummaging. I know it's not most exciting, but I'm just rummaging through my paint box. Trying to find I should have done this earlier, but sometimes you don't always think ahead. Ooh. Come out, you little. Oh dear. There we go. What's that? Oh, it's light green. Oh well, we've got copper and we've got gold, so we can do the metallics that we want in. Where's my opener? Another. Oh. That's my craft knife. Sometimes if you're trying to get into these paints, you feel more like a surgeon than you do an artist. I mean, I'm not surprised when that's surgical steel. That is surgical steel. That is my craft knife. You know, a modeller's friend is that, the craft knife. I mean, all that, that's all copper paint there. And I have to close the lid up. Well, thank you, Great Reds. I can't say. I do apologise. The Great Red Spot. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I'm sort of going through statement. I'm sort of doing okay and not. But you know, I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Life isn't bad. It's not always good, but it's certainly not bad. No, I have off days as much as I have. Is Twitch glitching at all for anyone? Because I've got it sort of playing so I can see the chat, but it seems to be jumping all over the YouTube chat up. So that's the next phase of the metallics. I mean, this isn't a perfect paint job because it's not like I'm putting him in for Golden Demon competition or anything. You know, if I wanted Golden Demon, I'd put my Greatest Demon of Nurgle in, but I haven't built the base for that yet. I've still got to build the base. I've had it since 2000. I've had it 15 years and I still haven't built the base for it. I'm doing a custom base. So that's the brass. Oh, not brass, the copper, which I've just put my thumb in. Luckily, I'm wearing nitrile gloves, and of course it's gone onto my other hand. So we shall. And that can dry. This is why you wear nitrile gloves. Sometimes if you just don't. Mind you, I've got to not touch other things now. That's the stupid thing I've just done. But being water-based acrylics, it dries very quickly, so not very clever what I've just done, but sometimes hey, put them in a gallery and call them art, you know. Should be touch dry now. I'd say they're touch dry. That was foolish of me. Never mind. Worst things happen at sea. Snakebite leather. I remember when snakebite leather used to be a paint, not a wash, or a contrast colour, whatever they call it now. It used to be an actual paint. It's a bit darker than I anticipated, mind you, but that's okay. If push comes to shove, I'll just go over bow in white again and just give it another. I don't know, I think I like it being a dark wood, sort of contrasts. No, that's the whole point of a contrast paint anyway. You know, it is pretty much what it says it does. So we'll get some Doomfire Magenta. That would be good for the so I'm going to put away the Nazdrag Yellow. I'm going to put away all the colours I don't need. And I am going to move on to another model as well, this one. He's actually going to be a little bit easier to paint because his torso is mostly metallic, so we can go straight in with the metals. But for this, oh, that's good. Look at that. I remember when this used to be crimson ink. Oh, that's nice. As I say, I will be taking photos to put up on social media, so you will see these on Instagram and Twitter. And yes, I still call it Twitter, I don't call it X, although I've just called it X, but you know what I mean. I refuse to call it by that other name. It will always be Twitter to me. I've been on there since 2011, so it will always be Twitter to me. Right. Actually, I'm quite liking where he is, actually. I don't think I'm going to do any more to him. I will do the base eventually, but I don't think, model-wise, I want to do any more to him. I'm pretty happy with the way he is. So I'm going to put him to one side. And we're going to bring in this chap. But of course, he is mostly, his lower half is cloth, but he's wearing sort of armour, and he's got like a equivalent power fist and sort of armoured to hold his las gun. So I think for this I need to here we go. Justin, hello, welcome indeed. Lovely to have you here. Indeed, hope you're having a good day. Yes, it's 9:05 in the evening here, so it's pretty late. Or well, still sort of. But I'm painting Warhammer 40,000 miniatures and feeling pretty good. We've had a few chuckles so far, and you know, a bit of. I'm just going to do this like a wash. Nice, nice. So yeah, about 6 hours behind me then. Nice. And I don't know how it's been weather-wise for you over there, but over here in Britain it's been awful these past few days. My sinuses flared up because of the weather, and you know, I felt bunged up all day. I wasn't sure if I was going to make it for this, but I thought I'd soldier on, as the saying goes. And I mean, you know, I've been talking a lot about the collaboration idea, if you're familiar with what's appearing on my channel and everything. I guess I'm just so passionate about it. I'm going back, you know, the fact that I'm going back to it says a lot. But sometimes, as I said earlier, when you're driven by an idea and you feel so deeply about it, you feel it can really work and be something really special, considering that it sort of marks the end of an era. and not the end of the channel, not the end of the story, you know, not the end of the world or the characters, but the end of the format and beginning of new ideas and new directions. And I mean, I'll still collaborate, I'll still host collaborations. It's just that how I host them will be very different, and how I approach ideas will be very different. I am going to be putting my world into the written word. I have decided to try and put my world into the written word. I have enough source material that I can work with it now, or I feel confident enough to work with it. I think that was the problem. I didn't have enough ideas or material to create something from it. And now it is 1 second, I've got to check something. Okay. Sorry, I was just checking the Fahrenheit conversion, so sort of mid to high 20s in Celsius centigrade for me then, which is what it's been recently in Britain as well. So that's no sort of surprise to me at all. To be honest, it's not been as hot as it has been in past summers here in Britain, so yeah, that makes sense. So I'm just very loosely layering up some white because all this is metal. Oh, I've lost my YouTube chat. Yeah, we do. But it's all good. It's all good. Now the cloth will be a different colour. Anything I've gone over that needs to be repainted will be repainted, so that's no bother. We'll probably do the metallics first and work backwards. So I don't know how well you can see. Well, you can see that pretty well. You can see where I've painted it white. He's got like a knuckle duster in his got like a knuckle duster there with a spike, so that counts as a power fist in the game. And obviously he's got his las gun as he marches forward, probably fighting Tyranids. So thank you. Yes, yeah, it's a bit of a roughshod model. It's just something I had put together with some spare bits, and just decided I wanted to play around with a few creative ideas. Much like my content creation, really. But yeah, it's been an interesting 4 years since I started everything, you know, my channel and everything, and I turned 40 this year, and I'm in the position now. I feel like I can sort of evolve and adapt and move upwards, perhaps even. I don't know. It's but you know, sort of doing more like a metallic wash over the white as well, so all will be revealed. All will be revealed. As they would say in the, it will make sense in the end, and it will look pretty neat as well. It will look pretty neat. So, you know, I'm just, if anyone is watching this back and they've heard me talk about my collaboration, please do get in contact with me if you want to be part of it. The details are in the video on YouTube. Let me see if I can grab the link. I'll put them in both chats so that people can see it. There's the one on Twitch, and there's the one on YouTube. So, you know, please, it has got music. There's no talking or anything, because it's purely just, really, it's to read the description more than anything else. It's not about the video itself. But yeah, you know, if people want to take part, please get in contact with me on, you know, direct message on Twitter, Instagram. You can even contact me on TikTok if you follow me on TikTok. On my Discord server if you follow me on my Discord server. If you look at the more information about me on my channel, it will take you to all my socials on my YouTube channel. But I'm just looking for people who are happy to help me out finish the dream, really. You know, bring the story to the close. You know, bring it to its natural end before I branch out into other ideas and take it to a whole new setup. Really, you know, that's what it's all about, really. You know, it's 4 years of hard work, and at the moment it just feels like, I mean, I'm grateful to everyone who helped me in this project, and, you know, and is helping me in this project, but there's still room, there's still, it doesn't feel like it's getting the send-off it deserves. It really doesn't. And I just want people to share in that, you know, say goodbye to the old, bring in the new. But you can't force people to join. You can't, you know. This is why I've not gone to people and said, do you want to join? I don't believe in approaching people. People should approach me. And clearly, that, you know, the fact that there has been little, I'm not taking it as a negative, and I'm not taking it personally that they haven't approached me. And there is a but. There is a but coming. But at the same time, at least, you know, the consideration, the interest, I don't know. I honestly don't know, and I don't want to dwell on it. I really don't want to dwell on it, because it's something I struggle with as a you know, neurodivergent person to begin with. So in fact, I think I'm going to put that to one side to settle and take these gloves off for the moment, because my hands are beginning to feel a bit funny. So I'm going to... I can always finish him another time. I'm going to take these off. The beauty of these gloves are they are reusable. I've got 18, I've got, there's 20 in the box, and I've used, this is the second pair I've used. The first pair I've thrown away, because I've used them enough now. But this is the second pair, so I've got 16 gloves left out of the 20. So I've got 8 pairs left before I have to get another box. There's no copper paint coming off on my hands, so that's good. That means it has dried on me. Stick to my... There we go. There we go. So, clean hands, no paint. So I'm going to move in a bit. I'm also going to bring this, because there seems to be water from the paint pot spilt. So I'm just going to clean that up a bit. Don't know what that is. But anyway, you know, I could lament. I could lament. And funnily enough, I did post a video up that I did entitle The Dreamer's Lament, but ironically that has nothing to do with this. It was just something I was experimenting with. It was just something new that I wanted to try. And just sort of you know, work through, shall we say. But yeah, I mean, who knows what the future holds? Who knows what the future holds? But you know, I keep saying I can't do this alone, and I've got some amazing people helping me out so far. But there's room for more. There is room for more people. Seriously, I welcome everyone who's interested. Please, 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 message me on Twitter. Message me on Instagram. Message me. No. I will put all the links in the chat. I will put all the links in the chat. I'm just trying to get everything up so I can. I'll even open up my Discord and get a link in the, because I don't have a bot to help me with links to my socials. I have to do this all manually, you know, because I'm not monetized. I'm not a big channel. I've lost servers, to be honest. I've lost subscribers on YouTube, to be honest with you, but that's okay. These things happen. These things happen. There. Twitter, Instagram, Discord. I guess I better put up my TikTok as well. That still uses my old name, so it's the last platform that still uses on Darian ASMR, because I'm now on Darian Citizen, Maximus Volkov on all my platforms. Anyway, so there we go. That's all my social media platforms that I'm on, that I can think of anyway as of this point. But please, if you're interested, I keep asking, please contact me if you're interested, because I really would like to hear from you and talk to you about this thing. I really would. I really would. I don't know what else to say, really. I'll tell you what. Let's do what I was going to do. Oh, I don't know, it's 1:30. How long have I been going for? An hour and 20. No, I'm gonna bring this to an end, because I don't feel like I have the energy. I'm sorry. I'm truly sorry. You know, I know people look forward to these, and No, I'm going to call it a night. Thank you for joining me. Good night.